what are some of the themes that you're going to be pursuing for next
season?
year? Yeah.
Well, we're going to be featuring a few artists, Marilyn Higginson, Ramona Youngquist, and then we're going to do a few fun group shows. One of them's called Imaginarium, so it's kind of bright, whimsical, maybe bringing in some kinetic sculptures.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we really try to, the gallery is not necessarily something that Newberg has necessarily seen, but the people who come into Newberg, they've seen these kinds of, they come from Chicago and New York, and this is a gallery that they feel like it could be in Chicago or New York, so we kind of have to set the bar high for our shows. And so we try to do things that are a little on the edge, but a lot of fun. So when people, in November, we did a show called Illuminations, and we brought in these huge tissue mache sculptural lights.
Ooh, how fun.
One of them was called Gordo, and we still have them hanging in the gallery. And it's this beautiful organic tissue mache pieces, and then some abstract acrylic painters too. And it's fun to be able to change up the gallery, so there's always new work coming in or new artists to feature.
That's what's nice about working in a gallery is that, by design, things are going to change. And so, yeah, the space is pretty neutral in and of itself. Then it always gets to be different. I mean, every month or 2 months or whatever, you're going to do something. That's nice.
And it's funny how, towards the end of every month, we're almost, antsy to change it out because it needs to be different. It needs to be new and fun. So, and then we'll always have the Christmas show every year, like I said, but... and then some other shows. I'm trying to think of Melinda Cowdery. She's a woman from the coast, Lincoln City. She's so talented. You can give her anything and she'd paint it beautifully. I mean, she does everything from animals to motorcycles to landscapes. But we've been doing really well with her adorable dogs that she brings in. And people always think this is her dog that she's painting. Yeah. Okay. And she doesn't have a dog, she just loves dogs, and they are stinking cute. They have the eyes that keep following you as you go in the room.
Yeah.
And so those ones have been selling pretty well, but then she also has these fat hens with mohawks and crows, and she does a very beautiful job with animals, and they're all very fun and playful.
Do you ever do things where you're doing a theme, it's a coastal theme, or it's a vineyard theme, something like that?
We have shows called Art of the Vine. I think that's actually what we're going to be doing maybe in July, I believe, where we usually feature a photographer, a painter, and some other form of medium that is representative of wine country.
When it's really pretty.
Yeah.
All lush and green and fabulous.
Not kind of what it is now, but...
I was looking on somebody's Facebook page today, and it was somebody with a vineyard, and it was the now thing. So you know how you can click back through their pictures to see? And it was something from April, with the little tiny buds unfurling against a bright blue sky.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, that seems like a long time ago.
Yeah. Yep.
On a rainy day like today.
Well, one of the artists we feature is James Fry, and he does these really fun pieces that are kind of incorporating his soil and then also his vines into it. So it's very abstract, beautiful colors, very rich, and he usually has a twist of his a vine, and then on the bottom there's soil kind of embedded in the paint, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, fun,
so it's a new funky twist, and he is... The talent that is in our hills, just with our wine growers, is amazing. So many of them are artists or writers, or they've done their...
The soul of the poet.
It
comes out in the glass.
Yeah. So James actually has a gallery at his winery that he displays. If you guys haven't been up there before, it's absolutely gorgeous.
And which winery is that?
Trisatum.
Okay.
But you can just go up there and soak in the views and then see his beautiful photography and paintings, and then get some wonderful wines there as well.
Do you serve wine at your gallery?
No, we don't.
Okay.
There's plenty of tasting rooms around us.
Right.
Yeah. All next door, the other door down, and
stumble in any direction and you're going to find wine.
Exactly. There's probably about 10 tasting rooms in about a quarter-mile radius of us. So, yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. Well, so I guess one of the questions that I would have would be, do you do, obviously you ship. And so if people call and say, gosh, do you have something? Do you have a website people can go on?
Yep. They can go to Art Elements Gallery and see the website and see any artwork that they might want. You can see all of our different artists. But mostly I just encourage them to look through everything, and we may not have something immediately that you might like, but we'll have something there that you would absolutely adore. So.
Okay. Oh, I think they're going to show a few pictures.
Oh,
maybe.
perfect.
We'll just wait and see.
Okay.
We'll just wait to see what comes up.
Okay. But so that's our front door at the gallery, and to the left, yes, this is during your Christmas show. Good things come in small packages with great prices. And so, let's see, this was actually our opening Thursday that we had. Usually every third Thursday of the month we have an art opening featuring our gallery artists. And there's some artists demonstrating, Dave Hunter, and then Nancy Joe Sturdivant. So yeah, we have a selection of photography, paintings, ceramic work, a lot of functional pottery, and it's just a great place for people to come and see, 75 different artists' work in one spot.
Oh, sure.
So, yeah.
Are you involved at all with the First Friday?
We do First Friday every month. I think only in January is when they don't do First Friday Art Walk, but between 5 and 8, we're a little bit of a rebel. We don't go to the 9 o'clock, but we're there every Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. So that's actually Lonnie Parrish with the short blonde hair. She's our owner of the gallery, showing, I guess someone's trying on a hat by Elizabeth Santenay.
She makes those cute felt hats.
Yeah, that one looks like the barn owl one. And there's Elizabeth. And that's what's also great about our galleries. At any given time, there's usually artists coming into our gallery. There's Lynda Hayes. And so it's fun to interact with artists, because a lot of, I think, common folk, before I even ran the gallery, I never knew very many artists. And so it's fun to be able to interact with them on a daily basis.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
I mean, and it looks like the openings are very well attended. And
Yes. We've grown a lot of. We have a large mailing list, and we send out postcards, and people know that it's every third Thursday of the month is when we generally have our openings.
So you've got a First Friday thing happening and a third Thursday. Do you do anything else on a regular basis like that?
Not really.
Twice a month is a lot, though.
Yeah, it is, especially
Yeah.
with the small staff. So, but we are open from 10 to 6 Tuesday through Saturday. So you can always come by and visit us during that time.
Tuesday through Saturday. So you close on Sundays and Mondays.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. You actually get a day off.
We get
here
a
and
little bit of
there.
a break, yep.
Wow.
So, and then another, if you do come in on a Sunday or a Monday and you'd still like to see some of our artwork, we have Lonnie Parrish, our owner of the gallery. She has worked with a lot of local businesses and local nonprofits and civic entities to provide artwork for the public. And so the Allison in Spa, for instance, has a collection of over 500 pieces of original Oregon art in the facility, and I think probably 40 of them are on display to the public, and so you can go up to the Allison and see some beautiful pieces, a gorgeous triptych by Shannon Ray.
It's lovely.
Yeah. and
Really
then
beautiful.
Pieces by Ramona Youngquist, by The Restaurant, and Michael Orwick, and it's a fabulous place to just go up and have a drink as well. And then Lonnie was actually a key part in the Newberg Providence Hospital art there as well. So you can go and explore. I mean, I think a lot of people go to the hospital just to, hopefully not be too sick. But you can see a beautiful display of public art. And then we recently did the Portland Community College campus.
That's in Newberg.
That's in Newberg, the brand new facility.
And where is that in Newberg?
Right behind Fred Meyer, kind of over by the golf course.
Oh, okay.
And there's quite a good display of public art there as well. And then, of course, in McMinnville, Chemeketa just finished their campus.
Right.
And so they worked with us and Currents Gallery to put together a beautiful collection of public art. So that was part of the bond measure, I believe, is to have a percentage of the funding going towards public art.
That's a really great thing, too, because, there's so many blank spaces in those kinds of places, and the idea that you're going to really work to put local art there is wonderful.
And it builds a whole nother richness to the design. I mean, there's so much work that went into, the furniture, the paint, and so much of the work was put into consulting the art and what was going in it. It's not like a show up to a facility and see, oh, we want this. No, it's it's much more of a, okay, we're going to take this work, we're going to hang it for a little bit, see if it works for us, trade it out. And it was a very, very thoughtful process, and they did an amazing job with it.
And one of the things I think is true, a lot of times when people are going to community college, maybe they're fresh out of high school, or, maybe they're returning students, or, veterans, or whatever they're going to be, but they may have not ever really had very much exposure to art. If you're a kid and your parents aren't into art and don't take you to galleries, you're probably not going to see much. So I think the fact that these community colleges have made such a commitment, it is a really great way to expose people, maybe for the first time, to some wonderful art.
From what I know for the Chemeketa campus, it was a commitment to only showcase Yamhill County artists. And so it's actually people who you can bump into at the grocery store, and you see that they're talented and that they're making a living at what they're doing as well.
And that's one of the things that I think is great about, whether it's the Art Harvest Studio Tour, or, artists who come on this show or other shows, is the idea that people, students or maybe aspiring artists, can kind of see that, artists are people. They're not just like weird, scary people that have unattainable lives. They started out just like everybody else, and they need Starbucks,
Well, and I hope that if you don't have an artist in your life as a friend, go find one.
Yeah,
because
for
they
sure.
make your life so much just more. It's a whole nother perspective on how you think.
A different way to look at the world.
Yeah.
And there's just different people that have really, I guess you might say, touched me over the years. But I think, how much poorer the world would be without art. And, of course you can get political and talk about what a drag it is that it always gets cut out of school budgets and things. But
we keep on ticking.
And I think, we're really lucky here that there are so many people that are involved in the arts and the arts community. So, yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with just the beauty around us. It's a great muse. It's really funny when artists come in and they just got done plein air painting. Everybody has something that they may not necessarily enjoy in their job, and they come in and complain a little bit. And you're just like, really, you're just outside painting. What's the big deal?
Or really, did a mosquito get into your canvas? Or
yeah. But for the most part, they're just, they are out there doing what they love. And it takes a lot of guts to be able to say, I'm going to sell something that I produce, I think, for anybody. So, and to be able to learn and be able to have critiques and those kinds of things to make yourself a better artist.
Exactly. To be willing to keep growing and developing.
Oh, and even in the year that we've been open, the artists that we carry have completely different styles. And they always bring in new work, and they're always exploring different subjects. And so it's fun to see their evolution as an artist as well.
It is true. When you see people go from their painting pears to horses to whatever it's going to be, but they kind of move in themes. Like they have to explore it and process it.
Exactly.
Get through it and move on to the next thing. That's interesting.
And sometimes artists find their niche. There's an artist that we carry in the gallery named Kathleen Jones, and she lives over in Newberg. She works at the George Fox University Library, and on the big part of her life now, on the side, she paints these beautiful birch trees. And I think she's going to be painting those trees for the rest of her life because everyone loves them.
And everyone's different. Every birch tree is different.
Exactly. But it's a very time-consuming process.
Oh, sure.
It's layer upon layer of trees, and everybody is always like, how did she do that? It looks like it's decoupage. It's definitely not. It's layers of oil paint that's been dried. Each layer takes about 6 weeks, I think, to cure. And then she starts painting on the next layer of trees, and it's... Yeah.
This isn't one of those things like they used to show on public television where they have the guy with the do make the city in 15 minutes.
No. It's a very time-consuming and intricate process.
Wow. Well, Lauren, I really want to thank you for coming in today
Thank you.
and talking about this gallery. I have learned a ton.
Thank
and
you
I'm
so much.
so excited to rush over there and see the next show.
Yes, I hope you do.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.